Hi, welcome to 2020 Tasty Treats with GourmetQuilter. We're having fun with 20 different treat things this year. We've got all sorts of patterns and things happening with videos, and this is going to be the tree applique that we're working on at the moment. As you can see, my forest is growing. We're up to tree number 10 already. So there's a diagram here of all the trees that we will be doing. So we've done this top row up here, and we're on this middle row at the moment. So there's more information on the website if you're looking for info on gourmetquilter.com. Otherwise, we're just going to make number 10. So if you've already registered to receive the pattern, it will look like this. So we've got a diagram of the finished applique there, and then we've got all our shapes ready to trace here. And there's information about cutting the block sizes. So they're all different sizes, but they can be used in different ways. And so to get started, we just need to get these branches of the tree on first. So things are labelled with numbers so that you can put things down in a certain order. However, number 1 needs to sit behind number 3 in this case, and it's easy to position number 3 first. So it's fairly central, it's a fairly symmetrical design. So I'm going to do a finger press up the middle of my background, and I'm just going to lightly position this so that I can tuck the other branches underneath. Now it's only a small block, this one, so keep an eye on the edges because you need to make sure that we've got enough for 1/4 inch seam allowance to go around there. And so piece number 1 is just a horizontal branch, and it's going to come out, I think, somewhere about there, but it should tuck under the central trunk there. So we'll pop these number 1s underneath there. They come out each side, and then piece number 2 is also a little branch, but it comes up at a bit of an angle and also tucks under that central trunk. So this is like a little flower tree. In our forest we have a variety of different trees in our forest, and now we can position the flowers around on the end of those branches. Kind of fun. So we can have a flower out here and a flower out here, and there's a flower on top. I might put it around that way. And then the flowers have little centres, so we've got these little yellow centres to go on here. Well, mine are yellow, yours could be different. And then on the other 2 little branches, there's 2, I think we're going to call them orange buds. I'm not really sure what they are, but they look a little bit like, now that might need to come down a bit, I might have that up a bit high. And there. We'll put the last orange bud on there, and I think that is looking like an exciting little tree. Sometimes you have to play with the pieces a little bit to get them just right, but that's looking pretty good to me. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to iron those all in place. Once they're ironed, they're there to stay, so you may want to just bear that in mind. Not sure, don't iron it just yet. And then I'm going to be free motion stitching. I'm using batik fabrics because they are really good for this sort of work. They don't fray too much, which is really good when you're just using a raw edge type of applique. I'm going to place, because I'm free motion stitching, I'm placing a stabilizer behind. I'm using just a lightweight cotton batting for that, and I just like to iron it together because it just holds quite nicely together for when I'm stitching it now. So now I'm going to go to the sewing machine, and I'm just going to start stitching, and I should be able to do everything in one go. I think I can come up the trunk and go along the branch out here. I can skip onto the flower and take the stitching right into that centre yellow, and then I can skip on and do that centre while I'm in there at some stage as well, and then I can come back out and continue on all the way round. So this is going to be a fun little block to stitch. I find this really fun to do. I quite enjoy this part. Well, I enjoy all of it really. So I'm just going to come up here. Just make sure you do stitch all the raw edges, even if it means doubling back just a little bit now and then. Come onto the branch. And then I'm just going to skip onto this flower and come into the centre. And then I can keep going around the petals. But just take your time, you don't have to rush. And whilst I'm in here, while I think of it, I'm just going to skip onto that centre and go around that yellow centre so that I don't forget. And then come back out onto the petals again. And now I'm back where I started. So now I'm just going to back up there and then I can go back onto the little branch. Come back up my tree trunk and go out to my little red bud here. And back. And so that's pretty much what I'm doing all the way around now. I'm just going to continue on. I'll go on to the next flower, etc. And just as I've been doing, and so I'll see you again when I get to the other end. So I've just finished the last flower and I'm back on the tree branch, coming down the last bit of the trunk back to where I started from. So much fun. That's it. Just end up, and there's my little tree looking pretty flowery. Just going to iron it and I'll be able to put it up in that forest with those other trees. So that's kind of fun. That was tree number 10. So this forest is halfway there. That's pretty exciting. There's that little bit of flower in amongst the forest. So thank you. That was flower number 10. And if you'd like to look on GourmetQuilter.com, otherwise we'll see you again for flower number 11.